guys, so today I am doing the Mad Hatter. I was actually going to do Time, but it is so hot. I've literally only got a thin layer of foundation on and then some powder over the top because I just feel like I would melt if I put on concealer and I put the stuff under that hides the rosacea, which is not so bad at the moment anyway, so I just can't put layers and layers on. I just thought it's a nice hot day, it's super sunny, and I just thought why not do a really, really bright look. Now I'll be honest, at this point I have no clue what I'm actually doing with my eyes. I do have my lipstick sorted, obviously, because I am using the Mad Hatter lipstick that goes with the Mad Hatter colours in the palette. And I also have some other things set out, my blusher and all that kind of good stuff. I have my face sorted, but my eyes I do not. But the colours are totally amazing for the Mad Hatter, which is this row. And in this row, I've lost my glasses. I'm so prepared. Don't you just love it? Right, you've got Hatter, Gone Mad, Paradox and Cake. So, yes. So I'm just gonna do one eye. I really like how it's turned out. So let's get going. So I'm going to use the orange shade, which I think is Paradox. This one here. So I've got Paradox, Gone Mad, and a little bit of Cake on the upper eye. And then I've got Mad Hatter underneath, and then I've got some Urban Decay liners on as well that add just a little bit of a pop of colour into the waterline. So we'll start with Paradox on the lid. I have already primed my eye. I used the Dainty Doll eye primer, which I've hit pan on, and then as a base shade I used MAC's Blank Type, which I used in the Marana, that one. I'm probably going to use that for all of the series because it's just such a great base shade. And then I'm just going to apply this in the centre of the eye. Now with this one I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I actually used this all over the lid, but that definitely made things more difficult when I came down to this part of the eye on the inner eye, so I'm not going to do that with this eye. I told you I was totally unprepared. This Paradox shade's really lovely, but you definitely want, if you want an intensity with it, you've definitely got to build it. And I'm taking it up to the crease, but not going beyond that. It's an incredibly stunning and really quite unique shade, to be honest. I really, really like it. Then going into Gone Mad, which is the beautiful dark plummy aubergine shade. I just want to take that on the outer corner. And I'm just going to use circular motions. This one definitely is one of those shades that you want to build up. Oh, you know what I forgot? And I'm holding the brush. I'm going to put some loose powder under my eye. Because what I noticed when I did the Marana was there was quite a bit of fallout. And I definitely don't want to have to redo anything on my face. So, I'll pop that down there. Now you will notice my eyes never look completely identical. That is so incredibly difficult. For one thing, one side of your face is different to the other, so you might have slightly different shaped sockets, different shaped eye. Very, very slightly, we're not talking huge difference, but both sides of your face are different. And because I have visual problems as well, like when I close this eye to do it, I have really bad vision in this eye. And my field of vision is not the same as everybody else's, mine is skewed. So it's very, very... It's difficult for me to get both eyes identical. Technically I should do this eye first and then work on that one because I can see perfectly with this eye, but I don't know why I don't do that way. And I know that, you know, I think a lot of people think that I'm really shit at makeup. If I'm honest, I nearly was wiping that powder away. And I know I'm not amazing at it, but I enjoy it and I'm trying and I learn. And I learn so much from watching tutorials on YouTube. Just watching how other people do it is just the key if you're not confident. And I'm pretty confident that that is pretty much the same shape as that, so we'll go with that for now. Then the next thing that I did is I took Cake, which is the fuchsia shade, and I just took it on like a little sort of blender brush, and then brought that in from that point to the inner eye corner. And I think it's going to look slightly different on this eye just because I haven't took that orange all the way in. And I hadn't intended to use this shade actually on my eyes. But when I put the purple and the orange, I loved how they looked together, but then I thought, you know something, it'd be so interesting to kind of blend that fuchsia shade down into that corner. I think it just looks so pretty together with that like purple shade. And when they meet in the middle, they're really quite nice where they blend together. They make a really like vibrant purple in the centre. So you go from this aubergine kind of dark purple into a bright purple into a fuchsia, and I think it's really quite pretty. And then I'm going to take a bit more of Gone Mad, which is the darker shade, because I can just see a little gap there. Yeah, it's as simple as that. It's gone on so much better this time. So I'm going to just quickly wipe that brush off, and then I'm just going to blend across. And then what I did is I just went in with a bit more of that Orange Paradox shade just to make sure it's nice and bright, and just brighten that up in the centre, and that's it. Then the next thing was to run the colour underneath, and I actually used Hatter for this one, which is the green shade. Just took it along the lower lash line. Not super precise because I don't want like a really thin line of this, and I took it pretty much all the way in, just left a tiny little gap there. And I'm not gonna lie, I so thought Batman when I got the purple and green together. You know, it kind of makes me think of Joker and Riddler and stuff like that. That's the thing about being like a Batman fan. So anyway, taking a kind of smudger brush. Smudger brush? I think, what is this? I don't even know what this brush is. I know I haven't said what any of the other brushes are, but I really like this one. Oh, it's a domed utility brush. I really love this domed utility brush. If you're wanting to get like a line underneath your eye and smudge it out really nicely, I think the domed utility diffuses your colour perfectly, and you don't have to take it too low. So like it stops you from going too low, if it makes sense, because of the shape of it. So after that I went on and used liners. So excited because I really like how these looked. Yes, okay. So I used Deep End, which is this incredibly bright aqua colour, and I used this on the inner part of the eye, for like the inner half. Take it to the centre, running backwards and forwards. And then I'll bring you in a second to see it better. And then I used Chaos, which is the really bright blue. And I just popped this on the outer part and blended it into that colour. And this eye is red. But I did poke myself, so, you know, it's my own fault. Right. I've lost it. Okay, Perversion. I like a defined sort of line here. That's just me. Not everybody likes it, but I like a defined black line along the lash line. So I just went in with Perversion because it's a nice intense black, and it's nice to go for an intense black with such bright colours. And I just inch it across. Although it's not exactly inches, I would say millimetre it across. I just go very gently, because I don't want to end up with it being, you know, far too much. So I think you can see, and this is kind of, I'm going to show you this, it's like, I'm not a perfectionist, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm going to be entirely honest. On the inner eye corner here, you can see where you haven't got a great blend, and you can see a bit of the purple in with the pink, and kind of, it got a bit muddy here. Whereas this eye, where I didn't take the orange too far across, I think it just got muddy with the orange, to be honest, here, and I don't know. But here, you can see that that didn't happen. So, I'm really pleased with that. And then I did cheat slightly and go into somebody else's colours here, because I wanted to use Looking Glass for my brow bone, because I wanted kind of something sparkly, and I really like this kind of oyster colour. And I just think that up there adds that really nice brightness, and I think it just looks really pretty. So, that is basically the eyes. And then with the excess powder gone. I really like them. I've got a little bit of a spot developing here, but it's because I've got, my eyes are a little bit runny today. I don't know what that is. I think it's allergies. And then this is where I tend to just try and even things up. So, ignore me that I've come back in there. Right, okay. So then I used Rimmel's Lash Accelerator mascara. For no other reason than I quite like this one. I always end up with something like that happening to me. Well, not worry about it for now. Okay. So I really like the shape of my eyes there. And yeah, that's the finished sort of eye. It's so bright and so colourful. So I'm moving away from the palette now because I really like the eyes. I'm going to go for quite a pale blush because I think that I'm obviously putting a purple lip on as well, so I don't want to go for anything too crazy. One of my favourite blushes at the moment is Dandelion by Benefit. So I'm just going to go in with this because this is such a lovely colour. I mean, I think it works well on all ladies, but it's particularly great on us pale girls who find it hard to find that kind of soft pink shade that gives just a nice gentle flush to the cheeks, but without being too much. And I like that soft kind of pink. It's kind of, I've got blush on, but have I? kind of thing. I think it's really pretty. And I have been so obsessed with this lately. It's probably one of the only blushes I've been wearing. It's been a bit crazy because it's been like, what blush will I wear today? Okay, so I'm going to move on to contour. I'm again using the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow in Mocha Love. Perfect for us pale girls. It's just nice and cool toned. It's incredibly pigmented. And I always go in with a fairly light hand and build this because I made the mistake the first time I used it thinking, it's an eyeshadow, it might not have great pigmentation. Get the brush in and then put it on. I was like, oh, okay. It's like, how do I dial that back? But I think it's a really pretty contour. It's a nice and cool shade. And that's what you want when you're super pale. Because there's nothing worse than putting anything on that's got any kind of hint of warmth at all, and then it just looking like this big obvious stripe on your face. Okay. That's nice. I don't want anything crazy wild, anything like that. And then I'm just going to use this little Urban Decay highlighter. This one's in Wicked. It's a cream highlighter. I'm just going to apply this with my fingers. It's a nice soft pink. I think it's quite nice to go with this look because it's not too in your face. That's it. I like it. And now we're going to do the lips. So I'm using Fern lip liner from Colourpop because I think this is going to be quite a nice match. I have to apologise. Slight boo-boo. I have to apologise for my lip swatches in my MacBrook Candy and my Urban Decay video the other day. I'd actually filmed the lip swatches and then I didn't like the lighting, so I actually refilmed them. So by the time I'd finished with it, my lips were feeling quite sore and I did have some messiness around my lips. So I apologise. But lip swatches are really just there so you can kind of see what a colour is going to look like against your skin tone anyway. So onto the lipstick. Mad Hatter, such a beautiful colour. And this is a metalized. So that is the finished look. I'm just going to spritz myself with some Fix and Spray. Whatever comes to hand. Right, Max Fix Plus in Yuzu. And that's the finished look. I really like how it's turned out. I think it's really quite pretty. I like all the bright colours, but that's me. It's not for everybody. I will definitely reuse Hatter, which is the green, because I've only got it, you know, under the eye and it's not super in your face. And it's such a beautiful green, I definitely want to use it on the lid. So I'll probably do like a general get ready with me where I actually mix and match the colours as well. Rather than just, I'm going to do the 5 looks, then do a generalised one. And I'll probably use Hatter across the lid in that one, just because I think it's such a beautiful green. And it would be a shame not to kind of showcase that colour in an upcoming video. But that's the look. I hope you've enjoyed this video today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you did. I'm going to love and leave you and see you all soon. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Bye.